What's up, fellow Wildcats? I'm Josh Ogawa, president of Cats to Cats, and today we're going to do our very first monthly overview in which we respond to the responses you gave us through the surveys that we've released over the past few weeks. Today's video is going to cover the online learning survey responses that we received. With that being said, let's jump straight into the data that we got from that survey. To start things off easy, what was our monthly average on how people are doing? Well, for that, on a scale of 1 to 10, we have a 5.35, which is just above medium, which is okay. It's obviously not amazing, but it's not bad either. Now, to get into it, how is online school going for everyone? Because that's the question of the hour. Well, on a scale of 1 to 5, again, we're just about at medium with a 2.86. Which I think is a little bit better than I personally anticipated, and maybe possibly some of you. Of course, a 2.86 is still not great, so there's certainly room to improve. Now, what did people think is good about online school and what is bad? Well, by far, the three large responses were that we get to sleep more, we get to attend class from home, so we don't have to leave home, and we don't have to worry about parking or travel issues or traffic, which are all perfectly valid benefits from being online. But, of course, we all know there are certainly some bad. The two biggest ones by far were that it's harder to learn online and that there's less social interactions, which is absolutely true. Both of those, learning and social interactions, have been largely inhibited by online setting and quarantine in general. With the data out of the way, let's get into the written responses, which can be found in the Any Other Thoughts or Comments section of the survey. This first one says, I enjoyed online learning by itself, but my feelings of loneliness and anxiety have been getting pretty bad because I have no support system. And there's this other one that says, how do I make new friends? So let's get into the social interaction issue. First of all, yeah. It's very hard to just socialize with your current friends, and it's going to be a lot more difficult to make new friends. That being said, it's not impossible. To stay socialized with your current friends, you can do things like playing virtual games together, like just get in the game and then go onto a Discord or a phone call or whatever you need to do. Games like, Minecraft, Among Us, Fortnite if you still play that, Fallout, Animal Crossing. There's a lot of virtual games out there, and I think a lot of people rely on them a lot more than usual because we get to spend a lot more time at home. So let's use them, and let's use them together. Another thing that we can use is teleparty, or just this idea of connecting with your friends virtually and watching a film together on Netflix or on Disney Plus or whatever. Teleparty in particular allows you to not have to have a Zoom or a FaceTime running in the background, so you can still connect with your friends. You don't need that if you use teleparty, so that's what that is. Also, social distance, but you can meet with people if you personally feel that you think you can. Just do it safely, wear a mask, social distance, try not to touch each other. Just follow the rules. It's not impossible. Get outside, you can do it. I meet with my friends every now and then. We wear masks, we social distance. Now, how do you make new friends? Yeah, this one is going to be a little bit more tricky. The best thing I can say is that turn on your camera during classes. Let people say your faces. Even if you're muted the entire time, use expressions. It's very much important to us as humans to see each other's reactions and faces, and that's how we get to know each other, mainly without, speaking to each other. So, turn on your camera. Also, I know some classes love to use breakout rooms for stuff. Talk with the people in your breakout rooms. Maybe you don't know them, find things that are interesting. It's going to be awkward, but it's, just as awkward as it is in person when you're trying to make new friends. It's going to be that way. Up next, we have a response which says, online school is not the answer for our kids. They are not learning at all and are mentally going to break. And another response in the similar manner says, there's way too much stress on kids. Yeah, this is absolutely true. Right now, there is way more stress on kids of all ages than there ever have been in the past. And looking at a larger view, I think there's a lot more stress on everyone currently than there has been in the past. So, how do we approach it? Well, we have to make sure that we consider what the mental and physical impacts are going to be of the actions we take. Because the situation we're in is certainly a physical danger. COVID-19 is a very dangerous thing that we can't just ignore. But at the same time, we're going to have to compromise, right? We can't just go back into school because we don't want to do online learning. At this point, if we are aware that it's not safe enough to go back to school and we don't want to do online learning, the only other alternative would be just canceling school, like just period. Which I feel like would make the problem worse because then we are getting absolutely so much more less social interaction than we're already getting at a point. So, yeah, the state we're in isn't fun, and our kids are on the mental breaking point. To combat it, I'd suggest take a look at our webinars, listen to what I'm saying, put yourself out there, get yourself some social interaction, make sure that you are monitoring your mental health and doing what you need to do to stay healthy. Our next response says, "Can I go back to school now?" Well, if you mean attend school from your desk, then yes you can. Our next response says, "Why does it take so long to get back in school? Other schools around us have opened and we haven't. Does anyone care about us?" As in the students. Believe me when I say the faculty and administration hate this situation just as much, if not more, than we do. Because they know that it's not good for us to be learning from online learning. And it's not good for the teachers to teach in a way that they are just not used to. So, believe me when I say that they are doing the best they can to get us back on campus. Because they don't want us in our rooms. They want us on campus. It's just a matter of how do we do it safely. Like another comment said, online learning sucks, but it's the safest thing we can do. Yeah, just because we want to go back in school, and believe me, I want to go back in school, it doesn't mean that we should go back to school yet. It'll be up to the scientists, all the people that are in charge of the situation to tell us whether or not it's safe for us to return to school. I trust their judgment, and that's what the school does too. So, yeah, I want to go back to school, you guys, but we gotta do it safely, and it's not our job to say what is safe. So let's move on to our next response, which says, "How do I deal with stress between siblings who share a room and don't get along?" Yeah, this is going to be a tricky one, because the reality is, you might not have the best relationship with people. And especially if you're sleeping in the same room as them, I definitely say, don't spend your time in your room. You do not have to attend to classes from your own room. Work with your parents, work with your family members. See if you can get a designated time and place so you can be on classes, say in the kitchen or maybe in the backyard, etc. Anything to get away from the people that we don't want to be spending time with, it's great. Other than that, yeah, it's going to suck having to sleep in the same room, especially if there's no chance of moving to, I don't know, a guest room or something like that. To that, I'd say this is the best opportunity to get to know your sibling better and try to build up a better relationship. Because the fact is, if you're going to be stuck with someone 4 months in the same room, why be stuck with them and still have a resentful relationship of some kind? Work it out. Try to get to know each other better and try to, see each other from the other's perspective. This next one says, "Not really. Thanks for making the survey though. It means a lot that people care." No problem. What we do here at Cats to Cats and why I created Cats to Cats is because the issue of mental health, especially with teenagers, is so important. And our team absolutely loves what we do here. And we're going to continue it hopefully for many years to come, long after I've graduated. And finally, this response says, how to handle college app stress, and also how to juggle AP classes with college apps and deal with distractions. Before I get into responding to this one, I want to say, next month, we at Cats to Cats are going to be focusing on the stress of college application, or just the stress of looking beyond high school. So look forward to that. But in response to this response, as a fellow senior, I gotta say, I'm right there with you. There's a lot of just stuff going on right now, and we're in a terrible position to be going through the process of applying to college while online learning with AP classes, and it's all a mess. I want to say, just take it small bits at a time. You're not applying to college, you're just writing the first draft of a personal statement, right? Like those small victories. Just recognize each victory you make, and don't worry about the larger picture, because the larger picture is being created by those little small victories. And that goes the same for AP classes as well. Don't focus on the test, whatever the test is going to look like in May. Just focus on each lesson, each assignment, and that goes not just for AP classes, but any classes in general. Take it at small bites at a time. Stressing about what the end result is going to be at the end of the year, or when we get our applications responses back, isn't going to help us get them done now. It's just going to make us worry. That's all for October's monthly overview. Before I let you guys go, I want to say thank you to the 129 people that responded to this survey. I'm sorry that we didn't get to cover every single written response that we were given. We tried to do the ones that kind of encapsulated all the others as best as possible. If you want your comment to be read in the next monthly overview, go ahead and give us a comment in the survey down below. Only 19% of the people that responded to this survey have actually viewed the website, and only 17% have seen a newsletter or webinar. I highly suggest you guys check out that stuff. We have put a lot of effort into them over the last few months, and it would be highly appreciated if you can give them a look, and if you can, even give us some feedback through our surveys. Again, look forward to next month for our webinar, newsletter, and monthly overview regarding the stress of looking towards the future. Because especially now, there has been no greater stress. What does the future look like? Let's figure that out together. To stay up to date with all of our stuff, follow us on Instagram at LGCats2Cats, and look for our emails that have been coming in through you guys' inboxes. While you're on the website, check out the mental health page so you can get informed on certain mental disorders. And check out the Wildcat Wisdom, in which you can see some responses students have written on our team to students that need some help. Finally, I just want to thank you for watching this video and getting informed, because mental health is just as important as physical health. So there's no reason we should treat it any differently. And finally, no one understands better than another Wildcat. Thank you.